So you just bought a crossbow for the first time, or you've upgraded your scope. 4 steps to get you on target. It's coming up. Hey, it's Steve with STO Wildlife Calls. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, welcome, and great to have you. If you're interested in crossbow hunting, you might want to consider subscribing and click the bell notification below, and you won't miss anything. So let's get into it. Step 1. Zero in your scope. We want to center the reticle in the scope. My Hawk XB1 SR scope has both elevation and windage adjustment. Range of 120 clicks total, up and down and left and right. So to center the reticle, you move your elevation 60 clicks, you move the windage 60 clicks, and that centers the reticle in your scope before sighting the scope to the crossbow. Step 2. Sight in the scope to the crossbow. Now that the scope reticle is centered, we'll start at 10 yards so as not to miss the target. Get as near being right on the bull as you can. If your elevation is a little high, that's fine, but get the windage to be right on center. Step 3. Your 20-yard sight in using your first reticle in the scope. Now that we got close at 10 yards, we fine-tune our scope at 20 yards. You can turn your speed ring or your magnification ring all the way up while shooting at 10 and 20 yards, as it has no effect on that 20-yard reticle. Okay, we took a few shots at 20 yards. We're right on the bull. Okay, there's our 20 yards. We're right in the bull. So we're going to talk about 40 yards. Step 4. Your 40-yard sight in. You will need to have an idea of how much drop your arrow will have at 40 yards. And I'll give you a link to Arrow Ballistics Calculator in the description below. Here you enter in your bow speed that the manufacturer says it shoots, your arrow weight, the length of the fletchings, the length of your arrow, and it will calculate the drop of your arrow along with other things. In my case, my arrow drop is around 17 inches at 40 yards. Now on that Arrow Ballistic Calculator, they start at 0 and go 10, 20, 30, 40 on up. So at 20 yards it shows I'm dropping 6 inches. So I deducted that. For my target, I need to make sure I have more than 17 inches from the top of the target to the bottom of the target. Now, I have a bull at the top of the target. You'll also need to set your speed ring per your bow manufacturer's suggestion of what your bow is to shoot. In my case, I will set my speed ring to 355 feet per second. Now, you need to use a rest, and you should have been using one all along. Now what we'll do is we will aim at the top of the bull using the 20-yard reticle that's already sighted in for 20 yards, knowing that we're going to hit low. Now shoot a few shots like this. Because of the chance of damaging another arrow, I pull my arrows after each shot. Now once you had an idea of how you're grouping at 40 yards, even though you only have one arrow there like I will take and put my reticle of 20 yards on the top bull of my target. Then what you do is you increase or decrease your speed dial until the 40-yard reticle is on the arrow you've been shooting. And now you're almost dead on. Now to test this, shoot off of your rest, but now use the 40-yard reticle in your scope and shoot at the center bullseye. Shoot a few times. Okay, we have a 3-shot group. First arrow, second arrow, and the third arrow was just outside 2-inch area. The bull's only 1 inch, and that's at 40 yards. Remember one thing, that the speed ring is for setting up your crossbow and doesn't represent accurate speeds. You need to use a chronograph for that. I hope these tips help you with sighting in your new crossbow or getting a new scope sighted in. Now to set up all my ranges, I use my rangefinder. You can click here on YouTube card to see my video on why you need a rangefinder. If you want to see more on crossbow hunting, make sure to click the subscribe button below. You'll subscribe and I'll continue to share my strategies on crossbow hunting. Till next time, shoot straight. Thanks for watching.